Okay, so before I show you the rest of what this guy was talking about, he's a psychoanalytical philosopher, cultural critic, Hegelian Marxist. He is a senior researcher at the Institute of Psychology and Philosophy at the University of Ljubljana. I think that's right. Global Distinguished Professor of German at New York University and an International Director of the Birkbeck Institute for Humanities of the University of London. And you can see the rest right here, but this guy is literally parroting what we said. Now listen to what he's going to say about the neural link, and you'll see that following my channel and listening to what we're telling you does not make you crazy. It makes everyone that you know that's calling you crazy grossly misinformed.
Your life, your consciousness, when you were de facto directed, when I direct you like a remote control car, all...
Okay, did you hear that? That's the exact analogy that I used in my video. Do you remember? Okay, well, I can't find the video, but I used the analogy of remote control cars exactly. And I'm not doing this as a I told you so, but making these videos, what do you think? I don't have doubts of my own? Like, what if I'm completely and totally wrong? But I'm not, because you just look around. They're coming out. I mean, we've never seen it. This every single solitary day in New Scientist, Live Scientist, Science Magazine, every single magazine is pushing this exact agenda, Elon Musk and the neural lace. This is top priority, and I really, really, really wish I could prove that Harvard is spraying us so that we'll actually ingest this. But hearing this guy, who's the Institute Director at Birkbeck, saying exactly what I said is a little bit good to hear. Good to hear as far as I know I'm not losing my mind entirely. Bad because I was right.
Subjects to the experiment answers, I thought I'm free. I didn't even know that I was controlled.
What about for those people then, you mentioned about being able to be in control of your own heart. Well, people wear technology in their heart. They have pacemakers. Other people are on dialysis. Technology is already controlled by computer to help keep some people alive, help give other people mobility.
This is all wonderful, of course, but you know, never forget that attempts to control us always begin like this. You begin with all these humanitarian cases, heart diseases, and so on, and then sooner or later you move to police control. Already today, I'm well aware of this. Computers know more about ourselves than we do know, and I know where the future is. We will be automatically checked up, controlled for our health, but also for our purchase, what are we buying, for our political opinions, for our voting, and so on and so on. A computer will literally know us better than we know ourselves.
Well, I'm
not opposed to this. I'm not a utopian. My question is simply, who will control the computers?
But that's kind of happening now, though, isn't it? Because nobody is forced to have a smartphone or a smartwatch or any of these devices, but we all willingly go and spend heaven knows how much of our salaries on these devices. They know everything. They can predict our behavior. That is already happening. So is your fear then literally over who controls it? Because in that case, then, we're talking about Apple and Microsoft and Facebook and Google. They already do that.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you know, we accept it because we didn't yet fully assume the fact that we are controlled. We still experience it as our freedom. But second point, when you said we have a choice, but do we really have a choice? It's simply a pressure. In order to function today socially, you have to be digitally connected. I think that we are approaching a paradoxical situation where to be outside digital space will become a privilege. I think that the new privilege will be those who will be able to regulate digital space without themselves being fully included into this space. I think that a serious threat of this digitalization. Yes?
I was going to say, you could almost argue that now. There are some nations that are very much a digital underclass, aren't there?
Yeah, but even they are more and more, even if they know, even third world nations, they are already controlled. But what what interests me is that, are we aware that in this way, a new class division will appear, much stronger than the old class division envisaged by Marxist theory? A division between those who are just controlled and those who can regulate these modes of digital control, these modes themselves. That will be the new class division.
So is it just down to literally
biologically new classes?
Is it literally down to who controls it then? Because you've said before that technology opens doors to both enslavement and to freedom. Is it that you'd be quite okay with this technology, that progress is progress, that there may be an inevitability to this kind of progress for humanity, but it's just a question of who's got their finger on the button?
Yeah, but I don't think, I'm not a pessimist here. It's just, we should be aware first that something radically new is emerging, which will affect our most basic experience of who we are as human beings. Literally, human nature is changing. Because again, in our daily interactions, we will have to learn to feel at the same time omnipotent and impotent. Impotent because totally exposed to the digital media, and omnipotent because we will be able to directly affect reality.
It sucks that this guy sounds a little bit crazy, but I can imagine that he's been dying to get this information out because I know exactly what that feels like. It's crazy to hear somebody that actually runs an institute, somebody with all the degrees and accolades this guy has got, literally parroting what we've been trying to tell you guys on YouTube. So it's a little bit of a vindication on one hand. On the other hand, it really sucks because we weren't wrong. Ugh. Full armor of God. That's all there can be to it. A lot of people have left that in the comment section, and I totally agree. But still, there's still time for those that haven't found to turn to God. In my opinion, Richie from Boston, I don't mean to keep harping on this particular topic, but believe it or not, it's incredibly important. And if this information's coming out now, it means it's been done. They never show us things till 20, 30 years afterwards. And that's just a fact. Richie from Boston, like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out.